Praise the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Shalom to the elders and apostles of GMS who rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. Now, I met one dude at a train station the other day, and he had a beard. It was a so-called Negro, so-called black man, and we don't hate so-called black people. I'm cool with Eve. I'm cool with Jake. I tried to be cool with them anyway. So I held him up. I was like, "Yo, you got a beard? But you Muslim?" And he was like, "Nah, Israelite thing." So I was like, "Yeah." So then I thought to have a conversation with him. We started talking, and I was like, what camp you in, or what camp you listen to? And he said G.O.C.C. And I was like, huh? Because I heard of G.O.C.C, but it's not something that I've particularly looked into, And I can't find a video now. I actually went home and I started watching this video, and this dude from G.O.C.C was talking about what did he say? Basically they should use the Sabbaths to basically blackball so-called Edomite businesses, and like that whole economic blackout where you don't buy from certain stores. And I was thinking to myself, why you're not going to buy stuff on the Sabbath, Isn't that the whole point of the Sabbath, to not be spending money? So you're going to make a point to say, on the Sabbath, we're not going to shop at these. It's like saying, I'm not, when my woman's on her period, I'm not going to have sex with her, You're not supposed to anyway. It's not something that needs to be said or elaborated on. So from that, I thought, that's kind of off. But when I was talking to the dude, there was like the called names are higher. And, I like to think I'm studied, but I'm not as studied, admittedly, as some people. And he was like, he started going to the names. And I was pretty much like looking into it, is like, it comes from Jehovah, but, it didn't have the V and certain letters in it. So when you actually use the letters that were there at the time of them using the so-called name Jehovah, it comes out as Yahweh, and I, to be honest, I need to look into why the name is the way it is, and the reason why is because what was it saying? Oh, it's not here. This out there is Romans 14:5. One man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. So you have to research these things and know, because people are going to ask you questions, and you have to be able to draw from your own pool of knowledge to be able to persuade other people as to why, you're walking the way you walk. Now, to be fair, when I was talking to the dude, I said, have you looked at other camps? He was like, yeah, I looked into GMS, I looked into all these other camps, but G.O.C. is what stuck with me. And I was like, oh, well, are you guys going out on the highways and byways? And he was like, no, we were told not to do that, And I don't know about other camps, but I know specifically in regards to GMS, when I used to watch them, I used to have this guilty feeling, because they'd be like, you should be out on the highways and byways doing your thing, doing your lessons, and adding to the whole vibration of bringing this kingdom down, because we're supposed to be a fear unto them when they see us stand up, and part of that is coming with the doctrine and with the truth, and going out on the highways and the byways and doing your lessons, so on and so forth. You do your part to add to that vibration. And I feel like with G.O.C.C, the way he was talking, it was like they just believe, and they don't really have to do anything apart from just believing and watching the videos, and you have it here, just this is James 2:18, just comes up pretty regularly. Yeah, a man may say, thou hast faith and I have works, show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. So I didn't want to get cocky with him, because it was like he was trying to speech me. And as soon as I've asked him, you're going out on the highways and byways, etc., etc., I've asked him a few questions. He's like, no, pretty much no. So I'm looking at him like, he could have been in the faith longer than me, but you know. And this is not to be boastful, because you know, you all know your righteousness is as filthy rags. But you know, if somebody's putting their best foot forward and trying to go on the highways and byways and do their lessons, and trying to live, you know, as best as I can, you know, I fall down. I'm a man. I make mistakes. But him trying to speech me, it put me in a spirit where I was just like, you know what, from reading your spirit, it's not like I thought it would be an exchange of information, because I was, you know, I like the brother. He was cool. It's not even like I didn't like him. You know, he had a cool spirit on him. He seemed a bit dull-witted, to be honest. If I'm being perfectly honest, he didn't seem as sharp as as I expect people in the faith to be, because you know the spirit quickeneth. So when you speak to a dude who's in the faith, you expect them to be sharp as far as understanding how certain things go. But he didn't seem that sharp. So I don't know whether or not that's the reason why he went to G.O.C.C. And even if you I've played a few of their videos, and you know, it just seems kind of gimmicky to me. You know, all of this gimmick, like when you do it, you're watching GMS videos, it's just going with the works. You know, it's just straight cut, it's uncut, it's unraw. You know, and you know, the men of the Lord are meant to be austere men, are meant to be rough around the edges. You know, they're not meant to be, you know, prim and clean. This dude got a t-shirt on, man. You know, dude's going out there with damn near straw garments, you know, made of sackcloth. This dude out here with a shirt, well, he ain't got a tie, but damn, you might as well wear a tie. Wearing a shirt, looking all clean cut, look like he's shaved and everything. So when I'm looking at these dudes, I'm like, are you guys really following the sort? Well, their heads don't seem to be fully covered, but just the vibe I get off them, it just seems gimmicky, man. Just,
is it hard to understand?
Yeah, all polished, trying to look pristine.
The first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the word of God. The seal.
So, like, not the Most High, not the Yahweh, God.
Broken, and the truth is here. And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language. Christ said, "I came for the lost
Christ again
of the house of Israel."
Nahamashiach.
No one, no religious leader, no religious church out here
showing them fake Jews
can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding him hard. What are those mysteries?
Yeah, you can say that again, bro.
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free.
Well, I thought the truth will set you free, but okay. If you want to paraphrase Esau's saying and come up with your own stuff, fair enough. You know, is gird up your loins. Where's it there? Jeremiah 1:17. Therefore gird up thy loins and arise and speak unto all them that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. So, you know, you're supposed to go out on the highways and byways. You're supposed to preach this word. And when people are looking at you weird, you know, you're not supposed to be dismayed at that. You know? And if you look at, I spelled it wrong, G.O.C.C. But if you look at the dictionary term of gird up thy loins, it means to prepare and strengthen oneself for future actions, typically ones that may be dangerous or difficult. Now, when you're making these lessons, especially when you're going out on the highways and byways, you know, you have to gird up your loins, because you're putting yourself in a difficult and spiritually difficult situation, because, you know, and it's kind of spiritually dangerous, because at the end of the day, they're going to make a note of you, you know. So you're supposed to be a man in this thing and gird up your loins. So I don't understand how these people are saying you don't have to do this and you don't have to do that, but yet you class yourself as men and you're so-called pushing that vibration. It seems like a doctrine where you can just follow and you don't really have to do much, you know, because you're supposed to be gearing up and making yourself ready for spiritual warfare. You know, it's not carnal. You're not going around punching people upside the head or stabbing people and all that stuff. But, you know, when I spoke to him, he didn't seem like he was, you know, he didn't seem like he was stern in that way. You know, when I look at the men of GMS, they look stern. You know, when I look at, what's it, IUIC or whatever, them look like just some carnal gangster niggas, man. So even just because they say, you can tell a man from his continents. So when I look at the continents of GMS, yeah, there's certain things I'd be like, like the whole prostitution doctrine. And I feel like people have blown up the whole rape doctrine. No one said to go and rape somebody's daughter. They put everything they said in context, and people completely took it out. I just personally believe with the whole prostitution thing, and popping different women and what have you. I feel like that's what led Israel to fail. So I'm a bit apprehensive to fully involve myself in in agreeing with everything I said. But I see where they're coming from. But at the same time, the names, you know, honestly, like spiritually speaking, it just vibes with me. Like GMS, their doctrine, it vibes with me. And certain dudes, you might vibe with IUIC or G.O.C.C. But honestly, looking at it from a discerning and I like to say an unbiased point of view, because I'm trying to remain unbiased, because I actually did look into it, and I've tried to and I've looked at other camps, because they say you're not supposed to look at other camps, but it says nothing will fool the hopeful elect. Not say I am a hopeful elect, but the whole point is, even if you were, the elect, and you're looking at different camps, you're not going to fall for it. You're going to be able to see through people and through the deception. So I don't necessarily think that's, you know but if you're part of the sheep, and you're not really, you might get taken with some of these doctrines. And some of these dudes, yeah, they're very good speakers, but when you look at their continents and how they carry themselves, you know it's like that scriptures talk about gay clothing and stuff like that. I mean, Ahaya, where does the name even Ahaya come from? I might have to do more research into that. But honestly, from looking into it, nah, I don't feel like G.O.C.C has the truth, and it seems like a lot of their members of their congregation, you know, albeit they seem like good-hearted brothers, they don't seem stern like that. When I watch some of the dudes in GMS, they seem like hard dudes, man. And even dudes that used to be in the camp, they seem like hard dudes. They seem like austere men, cut straight to the point, not trying to be eloquent and elaborate unnecessarily. This dude looks like he just talks out his ass, to be honest. And I'm not bringing out no scriptures, so I'm pretty much leave it there. So you have to be careful about these other camps. Do your research on it, but don't. It doesn't seem genuine to me, man, because they're basically talking about faith without works, basically, and that's hella off, man. You're not telling your people to. I mean, look, I see, like, Tahar's damn near how old, and he's still going out on the highways and byways. This dude's a young man, man. He's sitting behind a desk, with a camera in his face, pretending that he's doing the work. In season, out of season, it says. What you're in season, out of season, sitting in your comfy home with air conditioning and a heater on. No, I'm not buying it. And I'm gonna leave off with that, man. All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who rule well. Shalom to the hopefully elect.